Many of us don't think twice about tying a tie, shaking a hand, or meeting someone new. But those skills are often lacking among young men for many reasons. The Mobile Police Department is hoping to bridge the gap by teaching local teen boys skills they'll use for life.
Bringing people that doesn't have a father figure or those people in their life to learn how to do things that they weren't taught.
For the second year in a row, young men will take part in Blue Ties for Guys, MPD's Gentlemen in the Making camp. On Wednesday, 14-year-old Captain Munnerlin was getting fitted for the Sioux Hills sport at camp on July 25th.
My role is to be a leader and make my community better, spread the news about no violence, and get people that needs help into this program.
The suits hand-picked for the teens by Neiman's department store.
Mr. and Miss Neiman has did more than an amazing job working with these young gentlemen in the suit selection process, as well as just getting them fitted for their suits.
I think it's a great opportunity for all the young men and for the community to work together and help improve our relations with the police department.
Officers will mentor the young men and answer their questions.
We have different organizations from different walks of life that will actually be helping these young men prepare for their success.
Last year there were 10, and this year they have doubled their participation with 20 this year, and hopefully it's going to grow into something more for next year.
In Mobile with this story, Ashlyn Mitchell, Fox 10 News.
I'm here at Magnolia Grove with a rising star out of Baker High School. The freshman golfer competed in a tournament at Heron Lakes this week and finished as the low individual, shooting a 72. That's why Rich's Car Wash is here to present our Player of the Week to Alex Foster.
I had a lot of mistakes, but I made up for them, and I felt like I did pretty good. I was hitting the ball well. I had a couple bogeys and doubles, but then I had 4 birdies and the eagle to back that up. And I got in a lot of trouble, but I got up and down from that.
We've been working on the mental game. I've known since he was 7 years old what kind of athlete he was going to be with the clubs, and he's one of those that as long as he stays out of his own way, he's going to go wherever he wants to go. What I love about Alex is as soon as that club hits his bag after number 18, he's another person. He's going hunting, he's going fishing, and it's just he's going to forget about it. And that's what we've tried to develop with him is just your athletic ability is going to take you wherever you want to go. Just let's work on the mental side of this. And so for him I tell him, go be a kid. Go do what you do. He's definitely one of those where he's going to be all over the place, but when it's time to go, and he gets ready.
Getting to do this each week is so special because we not only get to celebrate all these talented athletes, but we also get to know them outside of the game as well. I mean, we obviously know they're super talented and athletic, but hearing all the positive things their coaches and their teammates have to say about them is just all the more reason that they deserve to win this award.
With the single objective to rebuild this city upon the hope and love of God.
The city of Pritchard is coming back as a champion. And you will see this happen in the very near future.
A new day for the city of Pritchard. The groundbreaking ceremony for a brand new transformative housing development. The project located off Lott Road and University Boulevard will offer over 170 townhomes, condos, and single-family homes. Something Pritchard Mayor Jimmy Gardner says is needed in this community.
Without a doubt, if you go in any city right now, when you go to public housing, there are more than 20,000 waiting people with vouchers needing somewhere to go across Mobile County that have nowhere to go.
The mayor says this is a $24 million project, but this is a part of a larger plan to improve the quality of life in Pritchard and promote economic development.
This is just the first step of many to come. Oftentimes you don't have an opportunity to really share everything that's on the horizon because there are people who will get in front of it, to stop it. They will say it's a better place over here than over there.
District 1 Councilwoman Annie Williams was excited about what this means for her constituents.
I'm so overwhelmed right now. Today means a brand new beginning for the city of Pritchard and in District 1. And this is the beginning, and we are looking for many more things to come out of this.
I would tell you that in the future, you will see this city grow as it has in the past to what it used to be, the likes of what it used to be.
Neighbors in Bay Minette shaken up after a birthday party turned deadly Friday night. Multiple gunshots going off shortly after 10 o'clock.
It did. It was back to back for sure. Yep. About 10.
According to Bay Minette police, an officer was on patrol when he heard gunfire coming from Old Daphne Road. Investigators say this man, Decarius Andrews, was seen running from the party. We're told an officer was chasing Andrews but lost him after several blocks. Police say Durante Booker was found dead in the yard, shot several times. Nearby neighbors say this type of violence is getting worse.
Yeah, I definitely heard the gunshots. I think we got a gun violence problem around here recently. The last couple of years, a lot of tragic things have happened. I wanted to be safe around here, so something definitely needed to be done by this gun violence.
Investigators say this was not a random shooting and that Booker and Andrews knew each other. Smith says it's a tragedy on both ends as two families are hurting.
Just hate to see his future gone. You never know what people can be, so I hate his life got cut short, and I hate it for the young man who did it. So, like the party going on, I like people to have fun, but conflict resolution is a big thing.
According to court records, Andrews has a long record of violent behavior involving gun-related crimes. Bay Minette police posted this "Be on the lookout" for him in 2020. Documents show Andrews has been charged with assault first in 2 different shootings in Bay Minette, one in 2015 and again in 2020. Now, the outcome of the 2015 case is unclear, but records show he was convicted for the 2020 shooting.
I'm here at the Country Club of Mobile with a very talented junior tennis player. The St. Paul star is 18-2 on the season in both singles and doubles. She's committed to South Alabama and coming off last season's girls singles state championship. This week, she's looking to bring home the blue map once again. That's why Rich's Car Wash is here to present our Player of the Week to Emma Jane Hamilton.
It's been really, really good. I love this team so much. I think that's part of the reason that we are doing so well is because as a team we've come together, and that definitely took time. I really love being able to set an example for the girls and stuff, especially the younger girls on the team. I had my sister to look up to, and I played with her my 8th grade year, and she plays at Belmont University. So I really had a role model. My dad played at Auburn, so he really, really pushed me to kind of follow in their footsteps, but also I just love tennis.
She's got a lot going for her. South Alabama's lucky to have her. I've got her for one more year, so I'm lucky to have her for next year. But no, I love having Emma Jane on the team. She's a competitor. She's someone you want on your team.
There were definitely days where I didn't think I was going to be committed to play Division I college tennis, and now I am. So I kind of think back on those days and think of how I've progressed as a tennis player and also as a person. So I would definitely say to someone younger, if they want it, go after it and just work and get better and take it day by day, because it's not going to happen overnight.
At Rich's, we're really big on actually connecting with the communities that we serve, and this has just been such a fun and interactive way to get to do that every week. And it's also a good way to support the families and the schools and all the people that make the Gulf Coast such a great place to live and work.
I'm Emily Cochran, Fox 10 Sports.
Another officer was hired at the same time.
Captain Billy Rowland has served in the Mobile Police Department for 33 years. He's also a passionate history buff.
This is an original 1862 to 1863 jail law.
He spent decades digging into the history of the Mobile Police Department and sharing his knowledge with officers and the community. When the Mobile Police History Museum building on Dauphin Street was sold 4 years ago, everything, including its archives, went into storage.
No one knew our history. They had no access to it. So I just started writing. I'd been collecting since the day I started, but then I just started writing our history so the officers that are working here now can know about us.
His years of research turned into a book he titled Unbroken Service, A History of the Mobile Police Department. It hit bookshelves early May.
I started in '92 and started collecting, and then we had Major Wilbur Williams. He was the historian here. He really uncovered a lot of information in the early '90s. Working with him, building on his research, this has been ultimately a 10-year process.
The book is a journey through the decades, beginning with MPD's founding in 1814. Captain Rowland says he didn't sugarcoat anything and didn't shy away from the department's darker chapters.
Everyone thinks, well, whoever writes the history is going to make it all positive and we're always the good guys. That's not what this book is. It talks about some of our failures, like in the 1920s when the chief of police and 72 other individuals were arrested for bootlegging.
While researching, Captain Rowland came upon an amazing discovery. For 130 years, the grave of Mobile's first police chief, Stephen Charpentier, sat unmarked in a local cemetery. That's until Captain Rowland located the burial records.
We were able to put a memorial marker on that grave in February, reach out to some of his descendants who are in Texas and in Missouri, and give them some information on their ancestor they didn't know anything about.
Captain Rowland says he hopes his book gives people a fresh perspective.
We're not perfect, but we've got over 200 years of history that we're building on and we're perfecting every day.
In Mobile, Ashley Mitchell, Fox 10 News.
Nikki Givens says she spent the last couple of days helping people get out of Riverside RV Resort, which she owns with her husband.
Ours is still sitting here. We'll be the last ones to go.
Oh, okay.
But we're working on 30 hours of no sleep. We've been moving campers since 6 o'clock last night.
Givens says everyone made it to higher ground. Good thing, because the park was submerged under floodwaters from the Styx River on Monday. Beverly Ludlam, who manages the park, says they closely monitor weather forecasts and check a rain gauge provided by Baldwin County. On Monday, it was 21 feet, 7 feet above the flood stage. She says the park has 52 lots, about 2/3 of which were rented.
It just depends on the year. Sometimes we have nothing, sometimes we have a couple. I think this is the second time this year. But never, not this bad.
Nobody else on this river was expecting it to be like this.
Kenneth Prine has lived on a piece of land next to the river for about 5 years. He says he loaded everything up and sought higher ground on the other side of the river, which flooded some properties on that side as well.
This is the worst I've seen it in the 5 years that I've been here. And probably 2 years ago it got up pretty high, but not this high. And water came up within an hour. It was just flooding everything over here. So it's just one of them things, you either love it or you hate it.
Hagen Hill, who lives in Styx River Resort, was one of several people who was trying to decide whether to risk crossing the deep puddle blocking the only way in and out of the park.
It ain't this bad usually, but it's done got pretty bad this time, it looks like. I got a camper and some more stuff back there. I'm trying to debate on what I was going to do.
Others decided not to risk a vehicle engine and used more sensible modes of transportation. Jason Waldrop and his dog JJ were taking their time.
I've been through it a couple of times, yeah. It's a good bit higher than it was since last time I drove through it. I wouldn't try it now. It really usually takes a hurricane to get it like this, but it does periodically happen with just a rainstorm. And it has been over the interstate right there before.
Shock. Last thing that you think about on a Sunday afternoon is having to, dodge gunfire.
Thankfully, no children were physically hurt in the Sanger Theater shooting, but clinical mental health therapist Chris Fancher says many children may be dealing with psychological wounds. And while adults struggle with trauma too, Fancher says it can be even more damaging for children.
I think the big misconception with a lot of parents is that children don't deal with trauma. But truth tell it, we don't know what it's like to live in a culture where this is almost normalized. That's going to be the goal going forward, is to teach kids, hey, this is not a normal behavior.
Fancher urges parents and guardians to watch for warning signs of trauma like loss of interest in activities or changes in behavior. Fancher says every child is different, and so are their triggers.
I know a lot of people seen that video online, right? And so, I could have, like I said, a traumatic experience just by seeing something on screen. So just imagine if I'm there.
And he says one of the most important things a parent can do is be there.
It goes back to listening, seeing what communication skills would best benefit, the child. If that's wanting to watch SpongeBob next to him, so be it. You know, a lot of that goes a long way for a lot of kids.
As we know, the adult brain isn't really fully developed until 20s, right? And so why is it so important to help children work through trauma psychologically before they reach adulthood?
This is kind of the stage where a lot of kids are like sponges, right? They soak up a lot of things, right? And it's kind of easy to get caught in bad habits. If those aren't addressed, then they will, you know, cause issues long term.
Sometimes trauma doesn't go away on its own. That's where professional help comes in.
If some of these symptoms that you notice, how we talked about earlier, just the avoiding behavior, noticing that certain things that they're doing, you know, that they aren't doing anymore that they usually do, if that continues for about 3 weeks, then definitely come see us.
Well, Chris, thank you for your wisdom on this. Thanks for joining us here. This full interview will be posted on our website, fox10tv.com, as well as a link to Alta Point as well. Guys.